Alright, some mods that you probably do not know about. I've got a couple that you may have heard of, but there's some others that I'm certain that you probably haven't heard of. Uh, it's like in Anchorman when he says, what does he say? He's like, 80% of the time it works 100% of the time. You know what I'm talking about. But let's go right off the bat here. Look at these beautiful power lines. Beautiful, beautiful power lines. We got little buoys. Come on, get out of here. We got Rex AccuSeason. That's not one of the things of the video. You think I'm going to tell you mods you haven't heard about and then try to say Rex AccuSeason? You think I'd do that to you? Look at these power lines. Oof. Oh, that's right. What do they have? Oh, there's damage physics with them. You can't just fly through them, making them something you actually have to pay attention to when you're doing VFR flights. Oh, you haven't heard of that. I'm just kidding, you may have, but I doubt it. We got a little power plant over here. Oh, wow. So, I'm going to stop goofing. That's the first one. It's by a company I believe called Mamu Designs. Let's pull them up here, actually. I'm giving away my future video. Power Lines and Solar Farms by, yeah, Mamu Design. I don't know what this dumb currency in American dollars is, but it's close to that. It's like 15 bucks. It is definitely worth it. It's got 5 reviews. Everybody loves it, of course. I don't think there's anything under 5 stars. There isn't. But this, in conjunction with that, We Love VFR freeware that's on TO, absolutely a must if you're flying VFR. I believe that tower is via the We Love VFR. Look at this beautiful congruity. Look at the way they work together. Isn't that spectacular? So that's one. Mamu Designs, power lines, absolutely gotta have. Second is one you've probably heard about, but we're gonna breeze through it. Is I'm rocking the Apple Maps mod. It's part of the the updated Bing, the Google Maps mod. Everybody's talked about it. Everybody runs Google or everybody runs the updated Bing. Nobody runs Apple, and Apple looks so much better. I tried like yesterday switching to Google. Absolutely horrendous. Like that now that I'm used to the Apple Maps, like it's fantastic. And within that mod you have you can change the colors around. So let me show you what I got set for mine. This works for me. It may be different for you. But this is the pro version, by the way. So you have to pay either $5 a month or $30 a year. Certainly worth it. And I'm sure I'll use it in Flight Sim 2024. I don't know. I may not, because they're going to have updated yada yada, whatever. But I'll definitely try it out. Anyway, these are my settings for that. So, I mean, just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So we got that. Another one that I'm sure you've seen, but I'll throw it in here just for the sake of look at the power lines. Look how they cut through the trees like that. That's cool. I can't zoom. I'm in drone camera mode, but that's awesome, dude. VFR, you have to have this. It's so worth the money. I didn't know about this till the other day, so I'm so happy I scooped it up. But one throwaway is going to be the button skipper mod on Microsoft TO or flysim.to. Just skips the button. Type in, ready to fly button skipper. That little yellow button at the bottom right when you're loading into a map. It's worth it. It's so fun. You don't have to sit there and wait for it to go, oh, are you ready to fly? Of course I am. Why do you think I'm here, Microsoft? Yeah, just let me fly. And that mod allows you to do it. And I just give it a little bit, let everything load in. I watch my temps and usage at the bottom right there with MSI, and I wait for everything to kind of settle and become, what it needs to be. Anyway, we're here in Charlotte in the 146. I'm going to slowly approach the plane. I just shot this video a second ago and I hated it, so we're going to do it again. But one of the main ones that I'm fairly certain you haven't heard about is a beautiful, 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 beautiful add-on called, let me get it correct, Realturb by Realturb, I guess. It's very cheap, $12.63 US. Cannot complain, but there's a trial period for 10 days. 10 days. Realturb Cat Areas Global for msfs v2. Terrible name, boys, but man, it's a cool software. So it just runs in the background. You find it via your system icon tray or whatever, I guess. That thing right there. And you can adjust the settings. I have them as high as they'll go, but let me explain what it does before I get into more setting stuff. This completely changes the turbulence in Microsoft Flight Sim. Completely changes the turbulence. So I've got a relatively windy day here because I want to show this off. So let's go ahead and, I don't have much runway left here, honestly. Yeah, let's taxi to the end. We're going to have a tailwind on takeoff, but what's new? Anyway, but you'll see the way it flies. This completely changes the dynamics of the simulator. In all the reviews, they're kind of saying the same thing. Like, it feels like a different sim. It feels like a completely reworked flight model on every single plane, because it completely changes the way your aircraft interacts with the wind around it. It's not based on live weather, although it obviously works with that. So you can choose any weather preset. It's going to react the same way, or it's going to react dynamically with whatever you choose, blah, blah, blah. But let's go ahead and flip this puppy around. It completely makes it so much more realistic. You'll see it just on takeoff here, especially on approach. When you're on approach with like the Phoenix or anything, even GA planes, it obviously affects. Like, you have to do your homework. You have to make sure you're putting in proper correction for the wind. It's going to move you around, and you'll see that. So let's go ahead and, where's my trim at? I feel like we're in a good area. Okay, let's go ahead and take off. But, oh, and one of the other ones I want to talk about was the David Clark skins on the headset. That's a TO mod. Just replaces all the headset.
Speed alive, both sides.
Headsets for the
80
default.
knots cross-checked.
I'm talking the default avatars with the David Clark headset, which is so cool. I talk about it all the time.
Rotate.
Thank
V2.
You. Thank you. But let's get a look at this wind here.
Positive rate of climb, gear up.
I mean, you can already see it kicking me around. Like, Microsoft has a default sort of wind, you know, what do you call it, turbulence in it, but dude, this is so much better. I mean, look at it. It's a windy day. It's 15 gusting 28 or something like that. I really wanted to show it off, like what it does, but man, it does such a good job of simulating what it feels like to fly in wind. If you've ever been in an actual, like, a smaller plane, you've realized how much wind affects you, and you don't get that much in the sim, but until this guy, it just kicks you around, it abuses you, and you have to respect it, you have to pay attention, unlike me many times, where I don't even think to care about which direction the wind's coming from, because I know in the sim I'll get on the ground. This punishes you for not doing your homework. So, I mean, you can see it just kicking this around. We should have a good, you know, quartering tailwind going here, if I remember exactly correct. Oh yeah, see, you can see it gusting up to about 20, 24, 25 sometimes. But you can see it. You can feel it. And it's so nice when you're in the any sort of plane to kick autopilot off and to not have, and to not be a lazy fat pig piece of garbage. Like, to kick off the autopilot on an ILS in the Phoenix and immediately have to correct for wind, have to do your job, have to make sure you do it correctly, and bring her in for a nice little landing, that's so satisfying. It's so cool.
2,500.
Thank you. Like I said, this is a 10-day free trial. Try it out. And I'm certain this will carry into 2024. I just have a hunch that well, actually, no, they talked about the changing the, I don't know. I'm sure we'll still benefit from, you know, an add-on like this. So keep it in your back pocket. Right now, it's free for 10 days. That'll last you till the sim comes out, the new sim, and see if you need it then. And if you do, it's $12, dude. But let's get a nice little recap. Got nice little power lines down here. This plane in low altitude wind shears is going bananas, which I love. That's what it would do in real life. Excuse me, I got a little carried away there. Let's get a recap. We got nice little power lines, beautiful Apple maps. We got our homeboy, forgot his airliner outfit, as also known as his uniform, wearing his David Clark headset, pretending like he doesn't hear me. That's what I thought. Guy's such a coward. We skipped our butt. We don't need to. We just load in and we're on the runway. Or at the gate, we don't have to hit ready to fly. That's stupid and that's for nerds. We got our turbulence going bananas. I think I already said that. I think that's all the things I talked about. So yeah, these will all be linked in the description. And I love little mods like this. Little things that just compile together and make such a cool product at the end, you know? So, happy flying. I don't know how to end these. I'll see you later. Alex.